What's the point of living? Why bother? What is the reward that we get out of living that makes it worth living through all these troubles? What makes it worth going through all of this work? Because life is a lot of work. It's not Disneyland. It's hard, you know? The truth is that what we get out of living is the aesthetic experience of life. And it is, I believe, the fundamental reason that we as human beings live. It's our fundamental reward. It's our most basic reward for living. It's why we stay alive. One important ingredient to the meaning of life is our chance to appreciate, is our chance to have an aesthetic experience of life. What I mean by aesthetic experience is normally we think of art as an aesthetic experience. I mean, that's all art is. It's aesthetic experience. Aesthetic experience can also be just something beautiful. It can be nature, the waves crashing on the beach, a beautiful rainstorm, the sunset, that sort of thing. So these are the things we normally think of when we think of aesthetic experience. But the truth is that aesthetic experience can come from anything. And that fuels us to do things like create. You know, what can we create? And when we appreciate the things that we have created, you know, we weave a basket and we're like, wow, look at what I did, you know, or love, or exploration, travel. Justice is kind of an aesthetic experience of like, what is right? What is wrong? Is it fair? Aesthetic experience is a capacity to get a reward from grasping meaning, whether we grasp it implicitly, such as in the beauty of a sunset. There's meaning in the beauty of a sunset. I mean, it's implicit. The meaning is basically we live in a beautiful universe where perfection is possible. Instead of aesthetic experience, I guess you could say meaningful experience or appreciative experience. I like the term aesthetic experience because it really captures that emotional catharsis that you get when you're looking at a moving work of art or at a moving scene in nature. That term, aesthetic experience, really captures that emotional catharsis. We as humans are able to meaningfully value things. We're able to appreciate things. Most animals, they live just because they have to. They live, they're wired to live. But with humans, we're different. We can commit suicide if we want to. And what keeps us going is the potential of richness of experience in this one chance we have to experience life. We have this capacity to appreciate. It's an incredible gift, being human and being able to appreciate this chance to be alive and being able to appreciate the world and the things that happen to us in our life. That's an amazing, like, we won the lottery in the universe by being born and being born human as a species that is able to aesthetically appreciate, to emotionally experience meaning. It adds exponential layers to the richness of what we can get out of our time alive. We actually get that tingle of meaning, emotional richness in our experience of living from our capacity to understand, to comprehend. It's an amazing thing. Aesthetic experience really underpins an amazing amount, I think, of what it means to be human, why we live in the first place, and is a healthy motivation for what we choose to do in life. I think it's fundamental to having a good compass heading for what we hope to get out of life, which in my opinion is fulfillment. And fulfillment to me is living fully, and that to me involves recognizing our chance to have an aesthetic experience of life as our most basic standard for what we hope to get out of life. That we shouldn't do nothing, and we shouldn't get too caught up in status or in success by other people's standards, but rather that we should do that which fills us with the greatest, deepest aesthetic experience of our life and by our standards. The fullness of the taste we have of life is the only thing that'll really matter in the end. And it's the most important, meaningful, and positive fact that can't be erased about what we got out of our chance to live.